Hi, this is Ryan at Cincy Life Community News. It's February 20th, 2013. Just a few days ago, I made a video that, struck me as important as far as technology advancements are concerned with lie detection. For a long time, I've fought family issues and issues in activism where I get accusations sent my way, and I like to think that I have a good name. I've worked hard for where I'm at. Haven't lied, stole, or cheated to get here. Went through school, paid for it myself. Have a wonderful family and a wonderful wife and great kids, and things turn out well. But when I hear things, people would say, people who I grew up with, or maybe even family, would say things that are negative about me. And I don't know whether it's they're jealous or whether they're miserable and misery loves company, or whether they're just bored, whatever it is. But I'd love to have a little device I could just pull out of my pocket, scan over somebody while they're talking, or hold it, while they're talking, and have some sort of analysis of, are you lying? Are you telling the truth? Are you sincere? Are you insincere? But beyond that, I'd love to have something that's a little USB device, possibly, that you plug into your computer, and you run your media through it, and it comes out with some results. The media could be audio, the media could be video, whatever. Well, I was at the Stanford website, and I was looking this stuff up. I found this this article about, and this was from 2006, so this technology was here in 2006. In fact, it was here since 1930, but they started developing lie detection technology around this technology, this fMRI technology, which, let me just read to you what that acronym means. Functional magnetic resonance imaging. And I honestly don't know the technical jargon, what that means, but the explanation basically is that a regular MRI will take pictures of your insides and give you images of your organs, or brain, or whatever. Well, the fMRI actually measures oxygen in your blood, and where your blood delivers that oxygen, and when and how, and such and so forth. And so that's a part of this. Okay, so that's one technology that I think would be very useful. I think it's interesting. The research that's gone into it and what I've read about it, it looks very promising, and they feel that it's very likely to be a 100% type of technology where you can measure lie detection, or truth from lies, and so on and so forth. But beyond that, like I was saying in my other video, I would love for me to be able to just plug in a USB device or some sort of device into my computer, run media through it, and get a 100% result on whether the information is truth or fiction. Not just in defending my good name. I mean, that's inconsequential to most people, and really I'm in it for the big picture. I watched the State of the Union address by President Obama, and was sorely disappointed in his inaccurate statements of how well the economy's doing, the jobs that have been added, and the increases that have gone into the economy, and the debt, and the financial crisis, and how he minimized things, and he may or may not have been completely lying. I mean, in my estimation, a lot of it was just a flat-out lie. I couldn't even imagine that he was saying some of these things. But a lot of it was just insincere, and bending the truth in such a way that, it could be a plausible idea, but it's not a likely fact. And, if you get into it and you research it, certainly you can prove these things, but, it's a convenient world we live in. We live in a convenience store society. That's what I call us. So if it's not easy, most people don't get into that, and they pass it up. But what if, during the State of the Union, we could just plug in a USB device into our TV, and the TV runs the show live, and at the end, we get a data analysis that we can run through our computer and get a graph of all of the different statements, or all of the different points of time during this State of the Union or whatever, and get truth or fiction or insincere or sincere, and have different categories, different data for each different statement or each different period of time in the media. I think it's very plausible with some of this stuff, like this, for example, just to analyze eye tracking. You can do that with a video. And this is something that was developed in my home state of Utah, at the University of Utah. I'll just read you a little bit out of the Wikipedia article, and then you can read the rest. I'll post a link. John Kircher, Doug Hacker, Ann Cook, Dan Woltz, and David Raskin have developed eye tracking technology at the University of Utah that they consider a polygraph alternative. This is not an emotional reaction like the polygraph or other methods, but rather a cognitive reaction. This technology measures pupil dilation, response time, reading and rereading time, and errors. Data is recorded while subjects answer true-false questions on a computer. They have found that more effort is required by lying than giving truth, and thus their aim is to find indications of hard work. Individuals not telling the truth might, for instance, have dilated pupils while also taking longer to answer the question. Eye tracking offers several benefits over polygraph. Lower cost, 1/5 of the cost to conduct. Subjects do not need to be hooked up to anything, and it does not require a qualified polygraph examiner to give the test. That's amazing, and it's progressing very smoothly in society and in the technology world, and I think that at some point these things are going to become 100% accurate. Voice analysis, like with this video. There's no video here because my camera's acting up, but analyzing my voice. That's interesting. I'll read you this. Voice analysis uses computers to compare pitch, frequency, intensity, and micro tremors. In this way, voice analysis, quote, detects minute variations in the voice thought to signal lying. In the voice thought to signal lying. It can even be used covertly over the phone and has been used by banking and insurance companies as well as the government of the United Kingdom. Customers are assessed for truth in certain situations by bank and insurance companies where computers are used to record responses. Software then compares control questions to relevant questions addressed for deception. However, its reliability has been debated by peer-reviewed journals. But it's coming. It's coming. I'm telling you, this is so close. Then there's brain observations, nonverbal behavior, so on and so forth. None of these things are 100% accurate right now, but I believe that we're getting there. I think that there's going to be a day where people are going to be able to go through all of my videos on YouTube and analyze the truth from the fiction. I would say that though I probably exaggerate a few times, I try not to. I make a distinct effort to be very accurate and humble in my statements. I try not to go overboard and exaggerate or lie. The truth is very important to me, and I would rather tell the truth and have credibility than tell a lie and lose that credibility, especially when I'm trying to affect something important like legalization or, any other liberty cause, ending the Fed or whatever else. I don't want people to think that I'm lying. I used to debate Mormons a lot on the internet, and I would get all kinds of accusations by, family and friends who disagreed with my, religious beliefs and my political beliefs regarding the Mormon Church. And this is something that they use. It's called character assassination. There's a book called Suddenly Strangers by Brad Morin and his brother. I forget his brother's name. It's a great book, but it's very truthful to the situations people find themselves in the Mormon Church, especially in Utah. They ostracize people. They believe in this theory of distance makes the heart grow fonder, and that people will come back to the fold if you just distance yourself from them for a while. And, they ostracize people that way. But when that doesn't work, and the person is still defiant or, non-receptive to the church discipline, then it is, something that they imply called lying for the Lord. And you can look that up. Just type in lying for the Lord, and all of your results are going to be Mormon related, because it's a unspoken policy in the LDS Church. If you can't, make your point, or if you can't deal with the situation with a possible dissenter, or with a heretic, or whatever you want to call him, then you lie on them. And that book, Suddenly Strangers, and many others, you can read stuff by Grant Palmer and Paul Toscano, Margaret Toscano. There's a lot of them out there. And there's another thing you can look up called the September 6th. These people were all scholars, all dedicated members of the Mormon Church, but they wrote books questioning the history of the Mormon Church. They didn't buy the church-authorized history and the church-authorized history books. They had a different point of view due to their, scholarly research. And all of these people were scholars who had written many books and had a lot of clout in the community. But when the Mormon Church deemed these people as, enemy combatants, basically, because they didn't have the same history as the Mormon Church had regarding the Mormon Church, then the Mormon Church started making up things, I think they really went off on this Michael Quinn guy and started, talking about his sexual preference, and, just members of the church, people that knew him, and authorities that, had been involved in his life, really went for the low blows to attack him. And that was all public, very, very public. And so, yeah, you can research these things. But that's where this all came from. When I was a kid and I left the Mormon Church when I was 20, was I 22? It was let's see, the year was 2000, so it was when I came home from Washington after living on the streets, and I turned myself in on a bunch of warrants, and I done a lot of studying in jail, and I found that the Mormon Church was just not for me. And, when I left the Mormon Church, I was ostracized. Had constant battles with my family. My mom and dad would later get married in the Mormon temple, and my siblings all suck up to the Mormon Church. Whether they actually believe it in or not is not the question, but the way that they suck up, it makes me seem to think that they like to play the fence and be in the middle all the time. But the lies and the constant barrage of attacks and the, character assassination that I suffered for all those years have made me desperate to find some sort of lie detection software so I could set the record straight. But all these years, I've made hundreds and hundreds of videos on YouTube, most of them private, that address personal family issues or personal issues of any sort. I don't usually make those public. I've made them private, but I've addressed these things for people in hopes that someday the technology would advance to a point where, we could get a 100% accurate reading, if not of the people who are lying, then the people that are being lied on, like myself, who feels like I need to defend myself. I would like to be able to have a video at a point in time where it's not convenient, where I can't manipulate the facts, where, the issue is fresh and the issue is hot. And I've made a video saying, hey, this is the facts. It's this, 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 and this. So don't believe the lies. And I've said that knowing someday that this technology would exist. And I'm hoping someday, even if I'm dead and gone at the time where this becomes 100% accurate, I hope someday, that if anybody has a question about my life, start to finish, whenever, they can run through my videos and use this technology and analyze what I have said, whether it's true or whether it's fiction. And then if people that are on the opposite side of these situations have any dispute, then obviously they could make their own presentation or be tested directly themselves. But what I find is that these people don't go on record of saying any of these things. These people who like the whole role of being character assassins usually just start rumors and say it behind closed doors. They're not brave enough to actually say it out in public because they know they're full of shit. They're just trying to cause grief for somebody, so they don't say it, in a place where it can be challenged. They don't say it in a place where, people could actually dispute what they're saying, in a forum of any sort, where it could be analyzed. They just say it behind people's back. And I've witnessed this in my own life, but I've read a lot of books on this too, especially with people who are in Utah who have once belonged to the LDS Church and then have left it. But yeah, I'm excited for this technology, and I'll tell you what, if I ever get the chance to buy technology that is 100% accurate in discerning truth from fiction, I will buy it. You better guarantee you know that for sure, because that's the facts, and I will definitely put all these lies to rest with that. It would be my pleasure. But watch out for this technology, and like I say, I've said this in my last video, there is a potential for abuse. Hank Greely says right here, quote, "If unreliable lie detection gets used, people's lives will be blighted. I think it's crazy for us to let these technologies be used for lie detection until we have clear, robust, peer-reviewed research that shows how well they work." Bunch of these technologies, and I'm going to probably just start testing them someday and working with them. And if I get an opportunity to invest in them or to research them or to put any effort into creating a better technology, I will do that, because this is very important to me. And I think it's very important to a lot of people that I know who have suffered through some of the same things I have, either with leaving the Mormon Church or with being in activism or being on one side of the law or the other. I think that this could be very important for a lot of people. Plus, think of how much time and money it would save in court proceedings, I mean, just think about that. If it was truly reliable software or technology, how much court disputes would we be going through, especially civil cases? Are you lying or are you not lying? Give them the test. Yeah, they're lying. No, they're not lying. Case solved. Done deal. Brush it off and move on. Anyway, this is Ryan from Cincy Life Community News. It is January 20th. Thanks for checking us out. Take care of each other. Peace out.